Hello and welcome, my lovelies, to the C Spot. We are cooking today. Duh. What are we cooking today? How about we cook some lasagna because I want some pasta. All right. So, as you know, I'm a bariatric patient, and being a bariatric patient, we're not supposed to have the white stuff: potatoes, rice, pasta, bread. The good stuff that we love to eat that got us big to start with. So I've been on the search, and it's hard to find a lot of pasta replacements. No, let me not say it that way. There are lots of pasta replacements. It's hard to find pasta replacements that are actual pasta, not vegetables, that that can fit all your needs. There is a product called Banza, and I'm not plugging them. I'm just saying there is a product called Banza. I think there's another one. What's it called? What's the
Pal, I believe.
Pal has a version, and it's lentil pasta or chickpea pasta.
And
Barilla has a version of gluten free pasta, but you need to watch and read your ingredients on that. Gluten free, usually to make gluten free, they're usually using rice flour and still flour, and we're not supposed to have rice, so there's that. Um, I found a product by doing my research called Explore Cuisine, and they have green lentil lasagna noodles. And the reason why I had to go to Amazon to get them is because I haven't found these in the store yet. I found spaghetti, elbow, shell, any kind of other pasta that I could possibly use for any kind of pasta dish or macaroni and cheese or stuff like that. But I hadn't found any lasagna noodles. And I like to make a veggie lasagna. So we're going to make a real veggie lasagna. And when I say veggie, I'm not saying vegan. Understand me correctly. I'm not saying vegan because this has lots of milk products in it and egg. So this is not vegan, but it is vegetarian. Come on, let's cook. I'm hungry. All right, we're going to start with our white sauce. And, a typical white sauce, bechamel, is made with a roux, usually a light roux. And then you add your cream and your seasonings, and you have a bechamel. You then turn a bechamel, and I'm teaching culinary class, I guess. We turn the bechamel into a mornay. That's when you add your cheese. Well, as I said before, we're not supposed to have a lot of flour. So we're going to cheat the system, and we're going to use cream cheese to start our bechamel sauce. Now, once I show you how to do this, the world is going to become your oyster. And why do I say that? Because you can take this bechamel sauce. This is Alfredo. That's basically what it is. We're going to make an Alfredo sauce. And then you can take this, and you've got your chicken Alfredo, shrimp Alfredo, Alfredo, whatever you want to do with it. Add some spinach in it, some spinach and artichoke. You got your spinach artichoke dip. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you can do this. Remember, a recipe is just a guideline. All right, so we've got our cream cheese melted. My cream cheese was at room temperature. That was an 8-ounce pack of cream cheese, and it's at room temperature. I am heating it to let it melt. I'm going to add my cream to it. And once everything comes up to a simmer, just whipping cream. And that was about a quarter of a cup. And we just want it just a little bit loose. And then we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese to make it a marinade sauce. As soon as it's all, okay, we're going to go into whisk world. And then I'll come back spatula world. All right. Now, this is a little thick for me. I'm going to thin mine out just a little bit. How are you going to thin it, Caritha, without adding more cream to it? I could add more cream. See, I can add more cream if I wanted to. You could add a little white wine. Or you can be special like I am and add some vegetable stock as soon as I find out what I did with it. I made that stock today. I made some vegetable stock and chicken stock today. Being an overachiever, I was supposed to make some beef stock, but that didn't happen. Sometimes it doesn't happen in my world. That's okay. Anything I need the beef stock in, I can use the vegetable stock. That's why I'll make vegetable stock before I make any other stock.
So you consider vegetable stock a foundation?
I do. And the reason why I consider that is because vegetable stock can go into anything. To where, a lot of people put chicken stock in everything. I'm not that person. If I'm making a chicken dish, fine. If I'm having chicken with the dish, fine. But if the dish is going to stand by itself, I'd rather use vegetable stock. That way, it's just vegetables in that dish. It's just the stock of my choice. All right, I got a little bubble going, so I'm gonna turn my heat down because I don't want to boil. Remember, this is still milk based. We don't boil milk unless it absolutely tells us. I'm gonna put in some white pepper, about a half teaspoon. Ooh, I got a good bubbling boil going over here. Sometimes my heat gets away with it. Yep, half teaspoon of white pepper. If you don't have white pepper, use some black pepper. You don't like pepper, got a pepper allergy, leave it out. I think it's capsaicin. Some people can't tolerate capsaicin. All right, we're gonna put some nutmeg, and you'll see in any typical homemade bechamel sauce, they do put nutmeg. It just adds a little something in the background. I'm also going to use nutmeg in with our vegetables because I have spinach. And nutmeg and spinach are yummy. They like each other. All right. So we know that we've got it heated because it's boiling. My counter's going to be a mess. Shush it. Shush it, you. All right. So we're going to add our cheese. And this is just grated Parmesan cheese. All right, you purists, you're going to ask me, why ain't you grate your own Parmesan cheese? Sometimes I do. Today I didn't. I didn't want to. Do you? This is my business. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my heat, because this is going to cook the rest of the way with the heat that's already in there. Because we're not cooking this for any other purpose, but we're just going to get the cheese a little bit melty. And the heat that's already going on in there is going to do that for us. Plus, it's going to bake in the oven. All right, so my vegetable lasagna, I'm going to have some mushrooms, some red peppers, some zucchini, some yellow squash, some spinach, all the good stuff that kids don't like to eat. We've got cottage cheese and ricotta cheese, because more cheese, more better. And I've got sliced mozzarella and shredded mozzarella. And I'll tell you why in a second. So we're going to go and we're going to put this together. See how quick that was? All right. Let's put our filling together. All right. So in a bowl. So what I have here is, you know what? I'll probably mix it in this bowl. Save myself from washing the bowl. Look here, sous chef. Getting a little loose in the loop. Little loose. All right, so what we're going to do is I've got a hot mess. I've got I think that was a 16-ounce tub. So it's like 8 ounces of cottage cheese, 8 ounces of ricotta, 2 eggs. So we're just going to add our eggs in. Now, those of you who are not, let me finish cracking the eggs before I say this, because then I'll do it to myself. Those of you who can't help but crack and get shells and stuff, please crack into a separate bowl. That way you don't have to dig shells out. I'm just saying, There's no judgment. I'm just saying.
She talking about me, y'all.
It happens. All right, so we've got our cottage cheese or ricotta cheese, our eggs. I'm going to use some seasonings. We're going to do some basil. Teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Teaspoon of our seasoning spice. Guess I could call it house seasoning, huh? The loofah. Not going to add any salt. And the reason why I'm not going to add any salt is because there's some Parmesan in here too. And that Parmesan tends to be just a little bit salty. About 2 tablespoons. See how much cheese I put in there? Don't tell me my lasagna is not cheesy, because it is. Very cheesy. By a teaspoon nutmeg. Love the smell of freshly grated nutmeg. I haven't bought dried nutmeg in years. This is garlic. Ooh, and it's fresh. She's fresh. Exciting. Yeah. That's why I stopped. That's 2 teaspoons of garlic, which is going to be the equivalent probably of about 2 cloves. We got our mushrooms. I've got some, see, I meased ahead of time. Got a mease. Got some red peppers. Those are just bell peppers. They're not hot. So all you people who can't stand heat, don't at me. It's not hot. All right, this is a mixture of, this is your zucchini squash and your yellow squash. They've just been diced. That's all I did. I peeled and diced. And that's about a half a cup. Everybody in the pool. What's left? Spinach. Ain't it? But it's gonna be so yummy. We're gonna see if I can. We're gonna see how much of a mess Caretha makes when she tries to stir that, because she decided she wanted to use this bowl instead of putting it in another bowl. Okay. He's complaining already, so let me just not make the mess. It's easy to convert it. It's all good. See? No harm, no foul. And all you have to do now is just mix. Or as one of the other famous YouTubers says, and we mix. I want to thank you all for coming to my channel and watching me do something that I love to do, because I love to cook. One of the downfalls I've noticed with me having a smaller belly is I love to cook. I don't have belly to eat it. So usually around day 3, I am trying to find ways to either use up the leftovers or freeze them. And it usually ends up in the freezer. But luckily, I have a wonderful family that will come and raid my freezer. My daughter will come and raid my freezer, and she uses it for her lunches, so that's a good thing. And so this is a lasagna with a white sauce. I make a classic lasagna the same way. The mixture that I do in the filling mixture would just be the ricotta, would be out the vegetables. And then you do a meat sauce with either a red pepper sauce, and that's well mixed. I'm gonna make some space, and we're gonna put this together right quick. If you've ever used the ready to bake lasagna noodles, this is the same premise. So we don't have to pre-cook these, which is quick for those of us who don't have time to do anything. We don't have time to cook. We can do that. All right. So you're going to take your white sauce. And I'm sure most of you have done this before. This is nothing new. It's not rocket science. Just going to put the white sauce in the bottom. I have pre-sprayed my dish with some pan spray. And my sous chef will thank me for that. Because that means it's easy cleanup and he don't have to let it soak for 5 days. Bless my heart. Anyway, so.
I wash the dishes, y'all.
I washed them today. Anyway. So I'm just going to evenly coat it as much as possible. Not going to be stressed about it. This is always the stressful part. All right, so you're going to place your noodles in. Yep, always the stressful part. All right, so once you have them in, your first layer, of your filling. I mean, you know what you could do with this filling? And sometimes these things hit me, I just get inspiration everywhere. I could see you stuffing a chicken breast with this. And I have done this recipe and added chicken to it. And it's good. And I've also done it with a red sauce. So, I mean, where can you go wrong? I like to use the sliced mozzarella in my lasagna. I use the sliced in and the shredded on. Does that make sense? I like the being able to the cheesiness. To me, I get more out of it if I do the sliced in. And that just might be me being an idiot. Happens. That's what I like. You don't like the slice? Don't buy it. You want to use fresh mozzarella? I'm pretty sure you can. I've never done it. Doesn't mean it won't work. If it works for you, call me. Call me on the what's I gonna say? Call me on the gram or leave a message and let me know that it worked for you.
Or reply back down below. Let us know how you did your lasagna.
Yes, I am always interested. I'm gonna put some more of the white sauce on top of that. I'm hungry. My stomach's growling. This is going to cook at a 350-degree oven. Make sure you preheat your oven. If I didn't say it before, and I can't remember if I did or not. My bad. 350. Preheat your oven. We're going to cook for 25 minutes. With it covered, we're going to uncover and cook for another 25. All right. So then we're going to put another layer of noodles. Noodles. I usually try to stagger when I'm using a bigger pan, but because I'm cooking for just me and the sous chef, I'm just gonna use a smaller one. I keep doing that like I think it's gonna work. Sign of my craziness, huh? There we go. And it's just layers. Layers upon layers upon layers. I'm probably going to have some extra, which I'm not mad at. I got plans for it. It has a future. Well, I might not have any extra. I might have planned that just right. Woohoo! Whoop, whoop, go me. Yep. All right, we're going to do the same thing again. Some cheese. Cheese. Love cheese. All kinds of cheese. Can't go wrong if it's got cheese in it. I'm just sorry. Kids taught me that a long time ago. If I cover it with cheese, they'd eat it.
You dropped it.
I dropped my cheese. Well, this is where we go to shred it. No, I'm not picking that up and putting it in my lasagna. Once it goes on the floor, it's no man's land. All right. At least you know we're really cooking here, because I really make the mistakes. All right, so I've got that level there. I'm going to put another level on. And this one is just going to be... Now, why did you fit this time? Oh, because I'm at the end. All right, and this one, I'm going to top it with my Mornay sauce. I think my chefs in culinary school would probably be sticking their nose up at me right now because I used cream cheese in order to make a bechamel and Mornay sauce instead of doing the roux. And you know what I'd say? Nah, don't at me. We want to try and cover up all your noodles because these are no cook, and the moisture is what's going to actually cook the noodles. So you want to make sure that those are at least covered. I eat. It's all right. It's all right. I'm going to use the last of my filling as a fancy schmancy topping. She said that. I don't do a lot of vegetarian. Yeah, I don't do a lot of vegetarian dishes. Because, you know, we're carnivores here. I can be an herbivore every now and then, but I'm a carnivore by nature. That's the meat. And then we're going to top it with the mozzarella. Because you can't go wrong with mozzarella. Mozzarella. I think if my doctor told me I couldn't have cheese, I'd have a moment. I have to make some life choices. Cheese or chocolate? I don't think there's any choices in that. We are going to cover our mozzarella, cover our lasagna, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it with some pan spray. Non-stick pan spray. Cover it like this. We're going to put it in a 350 degree oven. Covered for 25 minutes. Then I'm going to take the cover, I'm going to take the foil off, and we're going to bake it for another 25 minutes uncovered. Then we're going to be ready to eat. All right, and here we have our vegetable lasagna. As you can see, we've got plenty of food. The noodles cook up just like you would regular pasta noodles. They taste just like the regular pasta noodles. They're just made of lentils. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing. That is a quick recipe. You can add chicken to that, and you've got your chicken Alfredo lasagna, if that's what you want to call it. Remember, it's a guideline, not a. It's just a guideline, not a definite map, and you don't have. It's not etched in stone. That's what cooking is about. Thank you for coming to cook with me today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We release new videos every Thursday at 12 midnight Central Time. You can contact us at the cspotfood.com, which is the website. You can also contact us at the cspotfood@gmail.com if you want to email us and get any recipes or any assistance. Anything that you want to learn how to cook. Remember, I do cooking instructions as well, so I can help you cook whatever you're doing in your kitchen. Just send me a question. I'll be happy to answer you. The cookbook is coming soon. I will keep you notified as soon as we have it released. Again, it's always a pleasure for you to come cook with us. Come cook with us, and remember to enjoy the journey.